All right, good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to welcome you all to Williamson County Joint Meeting of Williamson County Board of Commissioners and Finance City Council. It's Wednesday, April 24th, 2024. It's 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Roll call, please.
Tim Atkinson,
Present.
Jim Marlowe,
Present.
Jim Reed.
Present.
Mayor, would you like to do a roll call?
Commissioner Patton.
Here.
Commissioner Barwick is absent today. Commissioner Webb.
Here.
Commissioner Stecklin.
Here.
Mayor Asher.
Mayor, I'd really like to welcome you and the council here today. It's a big day for the county and it's a big day for the city.
Thanks for hosting us again. We got a bigger room than we do.
It's our pleasure. Glad you're here. Mayor, would you like to start off with a new business?
Well, we're here to discuss items on our agenda, A through D. In essence, we had two agreements to discuss and approve. One, we talked about this 7 months ago, if you can believe it's been that long in this room. There's an intergovernmental agreement between the county and the city that establishes our roles in funding this venture. And then there's, I call it P3, which is a public-private partnership agreement, which is a mouthful, which outlines the responsibilities of both the city and county, as well as the operating partner. So that would be, I guess we're going to go round robin and one body will approve one and then the other. The second part of this, as we also discussed 7 months ago, has to do with the hotel tax in part is going to fund this project and a substantial part fund the project. And so the county or the city is part of two ordinance moves. We will be repealing one of our ordinances that, as I understand it, I hope I'm explaining this right. There's a total of 5% total tax on this operator's occupation tax that can be levied between the county and the city in combination. So the city is going to repeal our ordinance, which essentially gives the county room to levy that 3% instead of the city. Our second move will be adding that 3% to our other element of hotel tax that will result in an overall tax increase on the hotel guests. But the hotels are the primary beneficiaries of this complex. So that's, as I understand it, what we're here to contemplate and do today. And beyond that, back to the 7-month comment, which is not intended to take that. One major move, just for public consumption, I know we all know this, but as I sat here 7 months ago, our intent and what we have been working on in earnest at a city level is to try to procure a USDA loan, which would have been preferential in terms of interest rate. USDA has been an extraordinarily helpful partner through that as most of us recognize already, many of you may not. Sometimes the federal government's timelines on things and getting a program to fit doesn't always jive with what we needed to accomplish. And so as an alternative, we sought out a consortium of local banks for a lesser amount so that it still fit our funding model so that we can afford to do it. That's going to result in the elimination of one of the 4 pods that was contemplated and presented last time, with the grand result, if you will, instead of borrowing $35 million in total, it would be $30 million, eliminating one of those pods and being able to proceed with the project. I'm very pleased with the response that we got from the local banks. The good news is, although the interest rate is somewhat higher than the theoretically interest rate that we could have gotten from USDA had they approved it, it excites me that that money stays local in our economy. The interest that we'll be paying, I think that's even a better benefit. Helps support their jobs and their bank, and hopefully they'll be able to lend that money back out, as opposed to it going off into wherever the federal government uses it, which I don't begrudge that at all. But anyway, I don't think that's that bad of a deal. In retrospect, I kind of wish we'd have started that way. We might have been here 5 months ago instead of 7 months on, but nonetheless, it's been a learning process. USDA is extraordinary. I don't mean to disparage it in any way. But the timelines just don't work. And I'm afraid that if we continue to pursue that, we would not have a play this time next year. So the banks are all on board. They're excited. I've got draft documents from them already. I've reviewed them once already. It's yet to review them, and everything is in order as we discussed. Tim was a part of that meeting. Chairman Atkinson was part of that meeting. I don't see anything there that would work that is of any cause of alarm in any way. So that just leaves us with the business at hand. And the last thing I'd like to say, I think we touched on this last time. You and I have talked about this a few times in the meetings that you and I have been part of. But for the board as a whole, council as a whole, for whatever reason, for years, there's been and it may just be myth from the line, maybe it wasn't real anyway. But there's been this idea that the county and the city necessarily didn't always work so well together. That's not been our experience these last 7 months. I think we've all had our own concerns and tried to work through them. But that's maybe it's a strange way to phrase it, but it's kind of been refreshing in a way to me to see that that myth wasn't the case and that everybody is willing to work together. So I thank you for that. I thank the commissioners as a whole for that, the council for that. That's all.
Oh, good. Yeah, the county is very happy to be partnering with the city. It's, do you have something you'd like to add to that? Okay. Mayor, would you like to get your first IGA, first minute ready to go?
Yeah, what on your agenda as far as housekeeping, we had public, I know we want to do probably a public comments, but I had mine next on the agenda.
Mine's at the end, but
Well, we'll follow yours since we're in your agenda.
it's probably,
It's not the end. Okay, for the city council then, under new business item A, be my motion to approve authorizing an intergovernmental agreement with Williamson County, Illinois government to develop a sport complex within the city of Unity.
I second that.
And as far as the council would go, I'll open this up for discussion. Do you have any comments on it? I know we beat most of it to death. Circulating documents, settings.
Yes.
Any questions? Any? Jim? Doug? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Patton.
Yeah.
Commissioner Barwick is absent. Commissioner Webb.
Yeah.
Commissioner Steckman.
Yeah.
Mayor Hatcher.
Your turn.
all right. Gentlemen, you've had access to IGA, intergovernmental agreement between the city of Marion County. Do you have any questions or concerns? Is there a motion to approve?
So move.
Your second,
Second.
roll call, please.
Tim Atkinson.
Yeah.
Jim Marlowe.
Yeah.
Jim Riser.
City council, new business item B. No. Be my motion to approve authorizing a public-private partnership agreement, otherwise known as P3, of Williamson County, Illinois government and Oasis Outdoors LLC, Oasis Sports, to construct and operate a multi-sport complex within the city. I'll second that. Okay, one comment, just again, just to make sure we're not skipping any steps. Everybody should have, on both bodies, this red-lined document that indicates some changes that were made very, very recently that have to do solely, I don't think there's anything other than this that has to do with the conveyance of the property to the city of Marion. Again, the property owner, which is one of the same of several parties, but namely Rodney Cadmus and his partners, are donating the land that the sports complex will sit on to the city. And this had to do with the technicalities of how that was held. It's basically a fee simple like everything else, and it's not the way it was written in the beginning, and it just needed to change. So didn't anybody be surprised by that? So if you need to ask any questions about these red lines, but my understanding that's the only changes. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I discussed those with the commissioners.
Okay. We have a second. Any questions on that or anything on this red line? I mean, is there anything you'd like to add or say since you are a party to this, obviously?
No, I'll answer questions.
Okay. All right, roll call.
Commissioner Patton.
Yay.
Commissioner Barwick is absent. Commissioner Webb.
Yeah.
Commissioner Steckles.
Yay.
Mayor Absher.
Okay. And I think I need to do these two first. Tax ordinances, right? Before they. Oh, no, I'm
Yeah,
sorry. You
I
didn't
need
do
to
this.
do the P3.
This is clumsy, I'm sorry.
This is.
Clumsy for me.
Yeah. We need to use our mistakes up there. Okay. Gentlemen, you've seen the deadline document, the P3. Okay. Okay, partnership. You have any questions or concerns? Is there a motion to approve this?
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Tim Atkinson.
Yeah.
Jim Marlowe.
Yeah.
Jim Rice.
Now,
Now your tax.
okay, these are the tax changes that we're making, and again, this first one is repealing in entirety our 3% levy. And then what I understand is that once we're done with these two, the county will tax, place that on their side of the ledger, so to speak. So, item C under new business, it's my motion to approve ordinance 3954, repealing ordinance 3882 concerning hotel operators occupation tax.
I'll second.
Any questions on this item? Roll call.
Commissioner Patton.
Yeah.
Commissioner Barwick is absent. Commissioner Webb.
Yeah.
Commissioner Steckles.
Yay.
Mayor Absher.
Okay. Similarly, as I mentioned earlier, now we're taking our 3% so that the city is essentially made whole from our funding mechanism and adding that amount to our hotel, motel, vacation rental use tax. And that's my motion for item D and new business to approve ordinance 3955, amending ordinance 3706 concerning hotel, motel, vacation and rental use tax.
Second.
Any questions on this?
Commissioner Patton.
Yeah.
Commissioner Barwick is absent. Commissioner Webb.
Yeah.
Commissioner Steckles.
Yeah.
Mayor Absher.
All right, our last item on new business is the consideration of amendment to ordinance 23-03-08-04. That is the hotel, motel, vacation rental use. The new ordinance would be 24-04-24-04, an ordinance amending county ordinance regarding hotel, motel, transient, occupancy, rental units, tax, and related matters. You guys had the opportunity to read this ordinance. Any questions or concerns? Is there a motion to approve?
Make a motion that we approve ordinance number 24-04-24-0.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Tim Atkinson.
Yeah.
Jim Marlowe.
Yay.
Jim Rice.
Yes.
Question for council. So as I read this, Brett, it says the board can define where those funds come in at the 5%, but we've not defined the 3%. Your opinion, should we re-amend or come back with a resolution later in the fight?
My recommendation would be a resolution that defines and spells out the distribution of that after this is solidified.
Sounds good.
Okay, that is all of our new business. Mayor, we have nothing else on our agenda to public comment and miscellaneous. Do you have anything else on yours?
No, just take it.
Okay. So I'll open this up for public comment. Is there anyone here who'd like to make a comment to the boards? Sir.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This may actually take a little longer than we hoped.
Sir, could you tell us your name, please?
Well, I was going to do that. I'm Steve Pelletier. It's my wife and life partner, Kathy. I'm a retired design professor from SIU. Kathy's a professional artist and art educator. And some of you know us. We might look familiar to others and know you haven't seen my picture at the post office yet. We came down to Marion from Northern Illinois in the fall of '97 for my teaching opportunity at SIU. We fell in love with the natural beauty of the region, the modest population density, and the lower cost of just about everything. We watched Marion grow to become the most vibrant community in our region. Mayor Asher has been instrumental in this evolution. And this new venture is yet another example of moving the region. One reason we felt good about leaving our last home in Wheaton is that during the 8 years we were there, we experienced unchecked growth and rising costs and all the related issues this brings. We experienced increasing noise, additional pollution, and congestion throughout the town all the time. That said, we support economic progress in Marion, new jobs, new revenue streams, increased sales opportunities for small businesses, et cetera. That helps make it vibrant. They should even help us retain more local youth who thought of moving away as their best choice. This venture has the potential to be a win-win-win for all stakeholders. But we thought we'd highlight some concerns with the unspoken side of development. It pertains to what we call the everyday quality of life. We've mentioned that we've seen the unspoken side of huge development. Most Marion residents won't feel those impacts until the new facilities are up and running. There's a potential to bring 50% more people to our community than our current population on a regular basis. Some residents will experience this new reality when their trip to brunch after church results in parking issues and extended wait times. You can see it. And we hope that there are some plans in place to generate employment opportunities for the existing and new facilities that will need help. I believe the Star Bond District and other programs are trying to address this too. Yet some of you know that the new Olive Garden at times operates at a 50% capacity due to the fact that they can't hire enough servers. Another outlier in the regional growth equation is the possibility that the Shawnee National Forest may become a national park. In closing, we'd like to say that we know the county board, city council have the economic development and well-being of our community and region top. We see this venture to be great for our city and our region. However, we hope all board members and council members will consider that they have an obligation to all residents and commercial entities to clearly spell out not just the potential positives, but the possible downsides of such a grand venture. We urge you to consider ways to mitigate impacts to the quality of everyday life and perhaps even create ways to creatively enhance that experience. Along these lines, Kathy and I would like to offer our services in any manner to help some of these softer sides of growth, as we'd like to help this grand venture become a true win-win-win for itself.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other public comments? Hearing none, the last thing that we have on our agenda is miscellaneous. Do you have anything on your agenda that's?
I don't think we have a need for a closed or executive session that's on out of routine on an agenda. We don't want to make a closed session or anything. So no.
Okay. Miscellaneous agenda. Does anybody have anything for miscellaneous? Looking at Ashley right now. Nothing for miscellaneous?
I'm still not.
First. Okay, well, that's all I have for today on this meeting. Is there anything else you want to add? Council, you have anything left to add? I always ask at least twice. Okay. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Tim Atkinson.
Yeah.
Jim Marlowe.
Yay.
Jim Rice.
Yeah.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Adjourn.
Second that.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Patton.
Yes.
Commissioner Garwick is absent. Commissioner Webb.
Yeah.
Commissioner Steckler.
Yay.
Mayor Asher.
Okay. Thank you. Gentlemen, thank you.
Good.